Hey there, welcome to Inspiring Mealtime with Latanya. I am Latanya and welcome back to my kitchen. So in today's video, this is going to be my very first What's for Dinner video. I am so excited to be starting these off and sharing these recipes with you. My hope is that these What's for Dinner videos and all of the other videos on my channel are a source of inspiration for your mealtime and your meal planning. All of the recipes that I'm sharing with you today are really easy and super delicious. You and your whole family are really going to enjoy them. If you're a busy mom just like me and you're looking for a mealtime inspiration and ideas that are fast, really easy, and most importantly, something that your whole family is going to love, I invite you to subscribe to this channel for more videos like this. Alright, so let's jump on into this first episode of What's for Dinner.
Alright, so let's get started with the first recipe. Here are all the ingredients that I used to make it. First thing I'm doing is cutting up and slicing my sausages. I am using turkey kielbasa here. After I have all of the sausages sliced up, I am just going to put in some fresh pressed garlic into the bowl. After that, I'm just taking my red potatoes and just cutting them up into smaller cubes or dices. After that, I am just going to be cutting up one onion. I'm going to be using just slicing it for some of it, like about half of the onion, and then I'm also going to be adding in some diced up pieces of onion as well. Just tossing and mixing everything up really good. After that, I'm just going to throw in some sliced up bell peppers. Now the last ingredient for the sausage and potato foil packets are going to be the string beans. I am now adding in seasonings. You can add in whatever you and your family enjoy. Let me know down in the comment box, what is your favorite seasonings to add to your meals? Once you've added in all of your seasonings, you want to make sure you mix everything really good so that all of your ingredients are covered in your seasonings. Now it's time to assemble your foil packets. I almost forgot that you will also need some pieces of butter to go on top. So you just want to get a piece of foil and then put in your mixture into the middle and then top it off with one pat of butter and then just fold it up just like you see here. And then just repeat until all of your sausage and potatoes and vegetables are all into your foil packets. Once you have assembled all of your foil packets, you're going to place them onto a baking sheet and pop them into the oven until they're done. And once they are done, you can take them out and get ready to serve. I've also made this recipe as like a sheet pan meal where I just put everything onto a sheet pan and baked it all on one pan. Let's go on to our second recipe. Here are all the ingredients that I used to make this. To begin this roasted chicken and asparagus with pan sauce recipe, I am first adding some oil into the pan. While the oil is getting hot in the pan, I am just going to season up my chicken. I'm using some Dijon mustard rub and then also some other seasonings that me and my family really enjoy having on our meats. So once the chicken is all good and seasoned, I'm just gonna pop those into that hot pan of oil and just brown them on both sides. So while the chicken is browning up, I am just going to be preparing the vegetables for this recipe, which are some asparagus and some onions. So I am also adding in about 1 pint of cherry tomatoes, and I'm just slicing them in half. After the chicken is nice and browned on both sides, I'm going to take it out and then I'm adding in the onions into the pan after the chicken is taken out, and I'm going to let that get nice and brown and caramelized. Season it a little bit more to your taste, and then add in the asparagus to those caramelized onions. For my family, some of us like asparagus and some of us don't. So at this point with the asparagus, I will substitute it for broccoli, and then also for both the broccoli and asparagus, I will add in my halved cherry tomatoes. So I'm just letting those vegetables cook and get soft. I'm adding a little bit more seasonings to taste and for more flavor. At the point where the vegetables are nice and soft, add the chicken back in, and then it's time to pop it all into the oven so that the chicken can cook all the way through. So you want to cook everything for about 12 to 15 minutes or until it's done, and then it's ready to serve. So this is the asparagus and then the other with broccoli. For our third dinner recipe, we are making cheesy sausage pasta. Here are all the ingredients that I'm using for this recipe. So to get started on this pasta dish, I browned up 1 pound of sausage. I just used the regular kind of the Jimmy Dean sausage. If you and your family like a little kick, you could use the spicy kind if that's what you guys like. So once the sausage is all cooked and crumbled up really good, I added in some spaghetti sauce. Here's a little tip. Since I'm also adding in some chicken broth, you know how when you have a little bit of sauce in the jar and you add water to it, I added in the chicken broth into the jar to get out that extra bit of sauce from out of the jar. So there's your quick tip for the day. All right, so I just mixed everything really good. Now I am taking this head of broccoli and adding it into the sauce. Yes, broccoli into the sauce. And after that, I am adding in the dried pasta. I'm using shells, but you can use any type of pasta that you like. Once everything is combined and stirred well, just pop the lid on it and reduce it to low to let the pasta noodles cook up. At this point, you can flavor your pasta with any seasonings that you and your family enjoy. Once your pasta is all done just the way that you like it, it is now time to add in 4 ounces of cream cheese and your fresh basil. I didn't have any fresh basil, so I just used a dried basil. After the cream cheese is all mixed in well, it is now time to add in a half a cup of freshly grated Parmesan cheese. Once the pasta has all the cheese nice and combined, it is time to now top with the crouton mixture. Make sure all of it is covered really well, and then you're gonna pop your whole dish into the oven until the croutons are nice and golden brown. And then it's time to serve it up. So you can serve this with a nice side salad and also, of course, some garlic bread on the side. So the fourth recipe in this What's for Dinner video is going to be lemon chicken in the Instant Pot. Here are all the ingredients that I use to make the chicken. To start, I have my quick cooker on sear and I'm just adding in 2 cups of oil. And then to that, I am going to be placing my chicken skin side down into the hot pot so that the chicken can get browned on both sides. I am using chicken legs and chicken thighs with the bone in. If you'd like, you could use boneless chicken thighs for this recipe. After I did all of my batches of chicken, browning them up, I am now adding in some chopped onions into all that delicious chicken juices. This is going to give this dish so much flavor. Next, I'm adding in my chopped up garlic to the onions and mixing it all together. Once the onions and garlic has softened up a bit, I am now adding in 1/3 cup of chicken broth and then also the juice of about 1 whole lemon. At this point, you could try to deglaze the pan, which is just basically like scraping off those chicken bits from the bottom. But as you cook, especially with this added liquid, the chicken broth and the lemon juice, it'll start to break up those chicken pieces from when you browned up the chicken from off the bottom of the pot. And this is going to create, once again, so much flavor and so much goodness to this dish. Once all of that has been added and the bottom of the pan has been deglazed, it is now time to add in the brown chicken back into the pot. So now it's time to close up the pot and then seal it and set it for about 7 minutes. After everything has cooked, it is time to open up the Instant Pot and remove the chicken and get ready to work on thickening up the sauce. All right, so for the sauce, I'm just mixing it up a bit, putting a little bit of butter. Then I am taking some of the juice out to make a cornstarch slurry. So some of the juice and some cornstarch. Then I'm adding that back into it so it can thicken up. Adding a little bit of butter, a little bit more butter, and that is it. So now I'm just taking some of this lemon sauce and pouring it all over the lemon chicken and also some rice. I just served this with some rice, some caramelized carrots, and then some broccoli.
Alright, so I hope that you enjoyed those recipes. If you like videos like this, I invite you to subscribe to this channel. Let me know in the comment box, what was your favorite recipe? Happy cooking, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye y'all.